Okay, we are at part 10 of the exploded view of the X-Acto knife, and we're now converting this orthographic view of the blade to a isometric. So let's do this. Let's start with the hole here. Since we've been doing so many conversions of circles to isometrics, orthos to isometrics, and it's the usual technique for converting with one slight difference, actually. Uh, Let me get to where I need to be here first. 45. Get rid of these two. Now, I've been taking this line and rotating it 330, but because of the nature of how we want this ellipse to look, we're going to actually rotate this 30 degrees. That's the difference. So now, axis end 1, 2, and 3. So it's facing the opposite of all the other ellipses that you've made. Now, here's where it gets to be fun. Because we turn this into a isometric, the quadrants are in all different weird places, but we need absolute top and we need absolute right and left. So what I'm going to do is create crosshairs on here. This stays the same, but this gets rotated at 30 degrees. Now, the reason I'm doing that is to line everything up. So let me go ahead and trim the outer lines first, like that. And I'm going to copy, and using the lines, I'm going to place these like this. Now, that explains why I needed these horizontal lines, but the vertical lines, they're here because we need to put a line on the top and the bottom so that when we trim, we have a distinction for the shape. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this because I really don't want the original off the screen right now. I want you to see that. But I am going to trim this out now, and that's how you get the shape. And we'll be using that later. So we'll leave that there for now, but we'll be using that after we build the blade. Um, okay, so let's build the outside body of the blade right now. So the rule, as you know, is if it is a vertical, it stays the same. But if it is a horizontal, it either gets changed to 30 or 330. So knowing that, and knowing that we're working in this direction, and we have been, as you can see, everything's going up 30, let's go ahead and rotate this horizontal line 30 degrees. Pretty easy. Here's another line, horizontal, attaches right to the edge, like you had it. This one gets rotated 30. That's correct. Looks like I'm going to have to move this up because we're building the blade in this direction and we are going to end up um, going overlapping. We don't want that. Okay, let's take a minute and put this ellipse in here that we created, the hole where the blade goes. So if I measure from here to here, I see it's 1/8 of an inch. Let's go ahead and take that 1/8 inch line and drop it on the center here because that's where it is on the top. Only difference is it needs to be rotated. You guessed it, 30 degrees. And now, with the same respect, we take the move tool. This is the exact replica, but it's just converted into an isometric. And we need to grab this. Oh, now I remember why I had this all here. We'll actually take this one. Here, we needed this line here. I remember that's why I had to keep it. We're going to take this from here and place it right on here. So now it's spaced out perfectly, as you can see. We just need to trim now. So let's get rid of the crosshairs and trim again. Sorry you had to see that twice, but actually it's kind of an important thing to show you. All right, so we have the perfectly placed um, hole. So Control S for save. Now we need to build this little angle here. So in order to do that, I created a system of brackets. Here's what I'm talking about. If we go straight up and we go straight over and we trim, what you have here, let me change the color so it's less confusing. What you have here is, in this case, 1/16 this way, 1/16 this way. It's going to triangulate the length and angle of this line. All right, here's what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and move this quote-unquote bracket from this point to here because that's where it appears. You see? It was there, now it's here where the line ends. Go ahead and rotate this line 30, and this line remains the same. Why? Because it is a vertical. Horizontals get rotated, not verticals. However, if I connect the two dots from here to here, you'll see that the angle, the new angle, is now calculated for us. So the bracket system is what's going to give us the proper angle on here. So now I'll do the same down here. Also a 16th, so you could actually measure this out. Just to be consistent, I'll change the color of this just so that some of you who would get confused won't. Now look at it. It joins right here. This line has been drawn here, so we pop it right in the spot where it was, but we do have to change the horizontal line, and that becomes 30. Again, the vertical does not change, so we click here and here to connect the dots, and we have the isometric version of that line. Control S. Let me check on the time here. 7:30. I'm going to stop and create a part 11 because I don't want to get cut off in the middle of this. So we'll continue this on the next tutorial. So goodbye.